Hey guys, this is the homework help video for the math two-step inequalities homework. So I will read the directions. It says Jamie is playing memory with math cards. Match each inequality with its solution. Record the matches at the bottom of the page and graph the solution set on the number line. So basically, when you're looking at this, there are two different sets of cards. So here are the two-step inequalities, the top row and the second row. And here are the answer cards that go with them, the third row and the fourth row. So the only problem solving that we're doing is on these first two rows. Then we're matching them to a card in the third and fourth row, and then we're plotting the points on the graphs below. So what we're going to do for card A, we are going to solve. I'm going to help you with cards A. I'm going to help you with cards C and G. Then I want you to do the rest on your own. So I will help you with A, C, and G. All right, so first and foremost, I'm looking at A, 4x minus 2 is greater than 12. So I'm going to grab my drawing tool and I'll write in blue. So the first things first, I'm looking for any addition or subtraction I can get rid of. I see that I have a 4x minus 2. I want to get the x by itself, so I'm going to add 2, which will cancel out the 2's on this side. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I'm adding 2 to the other side of the inequality. From there, my 2's will cancel out. I will drop down my 4x. And then I will also drop down my inequality sign. And I know that 12 plus 2 is 14. From there, I will then look at my 4x. I know that those two terms are connected by multiplication. So I will divide by 4. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So my 4's will cancel out on this side. I'll have x is greater than, and 14 divided by 4. When you do that in your calculator, I believe you should get 3.5. So I'm going to box that in as my answer. That card is done. And now I look down here in my third and fourth row and see if I can find x is greater than 3.5. Okay, here it is. So this matches with A. I'm going to put an A on that card. And then I'm going to go down here where I see A. My card is right here. I'm going to put a 3.5 in the middle because that's the answer. I also know that my inequality is greater than, but not equal to. So my circle will be open. Use your notes for that part if you forgot. Now, my line will go in the direction that the arrow is. So the arrow is pointing to the right. But you also know that numbers greater than 3.5 are going to the right. So that is the first one. Now I'll help you with another one. I'll help you with C. So for C, I have x divided by -3 minus 2 is less than -4. So for this one, I'm still looking to see if I have addition or subtraction. I have subtraction, so I have a -2. In order to get rid of that, I'm going to add 2 because I have to do the opposite. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. If you don't have enough room to show all the work, I would get a scrap sheet of paper and you should kind of write the letters down of the ones that you're doing so that you have a little bit more room. So I know here my 2's will cancel out. I'll bring down my x divided by -3. And I'll bring down my less than sign. And I know that -4 plus 2, if I do that in my calculator, I will get -2. The last step to get x by itself is to do the opposite operation. So this says x divided by -3. I have to do x times -3. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. From there, I know that I'm multiplying or dividing by a negative number. This will make it so that I have to switch around my inequality sign. So instead of less than, it will now be greater than, because whenever you divide or multiply by a negative number, you have to flip the sign. My -3's will cancel out on this side and I will get x is greater than -2 times -3, which happens to be 6. So my final answer that I will box in is x is greater than 6. I look down in my cards, I look around, I see that it is card L, so I'm going to write a C on that card. And then down here, I will go to C and I see that it's just greater than, it's not greater than or equal to, so I know my sign has to be open. And I know that the line will go in the direction, sorry, I forgot to write a 6 down here in the middle because that was our answer. My arrow is now pointing to the right side, and I know that numbers that are greater than 6 go to the right. So that's what I will do for that card. All right, so I just helped you on those 2. I'm going to help you on one more, and then you only have to do the remaining ones, which are B, D, E, F, and H. So the last one, this one's flipped around a little bit, but we can still make it work. We could also rewrite it if we had to. We could do it like this. You could put 6x plus 39 is less than or equal to -3. But I'll solve it like this just so you can see it. So the first thing we have to do is get x by itself. I'm looking for any addition or subtraction. I do see that we have a positive 39. In order to get rid of that, I have to do a minus 39. Whatever I do to one side of the inequality, I have to do to the other side. So my 39s will cancel. I'll bring down my 6x. I'll bring down my inequality sign, which is greater than or equal to, and I'll do -3. Which is -42. From there, I now have to get x by itself. This is saying 6 times x. I have to do the opposite of 6 times x. 6 multiplied by x. That's division. So I'm dividing by 6. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. Oops. That's a positive 6, not a negative. Now, in this situation, I'm not dividing or multiplying by a negative number. I'm actually dividing by a positive number. So we're not going to switch the inequality sign around. So we're going to leave it like this. 6's cancel. I'll bring my x down. And then -42 divided by a positive 6 is a -7. The last part of this is that we actually have to flip we want to flip it to make it easier to read. So this is showing my inequality sign is eating the -7. So when I flip it around, I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to put this over here a little bit so you guys can see it. I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to write x first. And remember, my inequality sign is eating the -7. So I'm flipping it around so it's still eating the -7. So now this reads x is less than or equal to -7. Well, would you look at that? I'm going to box that in. And that actually matches the card right below. So I'm going to put a G in this box. And I'm going to go down to G, which is right here underneath. We do see that the sign is less than or equal to. So this will actually be shaded in. It will be a filled circle. I'm putting a -7 underneath because that was my answer. And then the arrow is pointing to the left hand less than. So we are going to be going to the left when we graph this. All right. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please, please, please come see me during academic support or during TCB, and we can work on this together. But I pretty much gave you 3 different examples of some of the problems that you'll see when you do B, D, E, F, and H on your own. All right, guys, I will talk to you later.